So today's episode is a little bit different. We're not going to be in Pro Tools. We're not going to be mixing or recording. It's all about my Mac Mini computer. So it's something different. I hope you enjoy.
Behind the scenes with Royish good looks studio diary.
Today is Tuesday, March 21, and look what just showed up. So I've been waiting for about a week for this RAM to show up. This is 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is going to be an upgrade from the 8 gigabytes that I have right now. I got this Mac Mini in the summer of 2019, and I just got it with the stock RAM because I think it would have been like a $600 or $800 upgrade to get 64. You're paying the Apple price for that upgrade. So I always intended to do an aftermarket upgrade myself. I just never got around to it because the computer worked so well out of the box. But I think after doing this Pro Tools recording, video, and screen capturing all at once, we're kind of pushing the computer to its limits. So I'm gonna open it up with my iFixit toolkit and we're gonna do this upgrade.
Behind the scenes.
So it works. I got so excited, I spilled a drink all over my desk. I almost ruined a book in my mixer. And I was so excited to even do this upgrade that my microphone was like halfway across the room. So I just listened back to the audio to double check. And of course it sounds all wacky. So sorry about that, but I'm stoked here. So now we have 64 gigabytes of RAM. Hopefully this will make the whole experience that much more smooth. Like I said, I've been meaning to do this upgrade. I was supposed to do it in 2019 and I just dragged my feet on it. I think I saved a couple of bucks by doing that. I guess I didn't really need the RAM upgrade until now. This has been the first time that like it's really choked what I was doing and it was apparent that something had to change. This reminds me exactly of an experience I had in 2007 where I was recording a full-length album all in GarageBand. And I think this would have been like GarageBand, version like 3 or 4, very early GarageBand on one of those chunky iMacs with a big chin on the bottom. And those you could just unscrew the back and pop in whatever you needed. I think I went to like Staples or like Circuit City and I put a gigabyte of RAM into that computer. I think it only had like a quarter of a gigabyte or maybe like half a gigabyte. GarageBand was just choking with all the tracks that I had in it. Kind of similar to what we did in Pro Tools here where I froze the vocal track while we were working on the guitars. I would freeze all of these tracks in GarageBand, or Protect, they called it. There was a little lock on every track, but it would basically freeze that track in place so you couldn't edit it, but you could hear it back. I had to do that on like every track. And then if you need to edit it, you got to unfreeze it or unlock it. It's just funny to think I've been through this exact problem before so long ago. So the install was actually pretty straightforward. I was following some videos from 9to5Mac. Since my Mac Mini's been sitting in the corner of my studio for like 3 or 4 years, it definitely had collected a lot of like dust and gunk and a lot of the things that were supposed to just like, the video says like, this is really easy to disconnect. You have to push the entire computer out of the chassis. And that took a lot more power than I thought it would. It was just kind of like, it's not rusted in there, but it's just kind of stuck in place. It took a little bit longer than I expected it would. It was maybe a little bit over an hour, and I got stuck with these little rubber clips that you have to put back on the RAM. It just wouldn't like sit over top of it. It was really annoying. I used to have a Hackintosh computer, which was all PC parts, but it ran Mac OS. That was something I opened up a lot more to do upgrades and finagle with, which was always a headache. I don't want to have to be like building computers. I just want to make music. So when I had it all put back together, I hit power, the little power light came on, which there's a special cable you have to connect just for that. So I was like, okay, cool. That cable was connected. Then nothing happened. My screen was just blank for like a good minute or two. It was one of those like holding your breath moments, but then it all booted up. It took the RAM just fine, and I'm filming this video in Pro Tools. Ta-da!
You would grow up, never
We can listen to the song, we can record the audio, we can record the video. We're ready for the next step of this puzzle. So again, a little bit of a detour today. Of course, I'm happy to talk this troubleshooting technical stuff, Macintosh, Pro Tools, OBS. It's not what I'm best at, hence why there's so much troubleshooting going on. What I'm best at is making okay punk rock songs. Unfortunately, this is kind of a busy week for me, so I don't know how much time I'm going to spend really working long hours on the project, but I have been listening to the mix a bunch, and I have notes that just keep on going. So next time I have like a full day to spend on this, I'm gonna hit a bunch of revisions, a lot of production and sort of mixing stuff that I wanna try now that can inform some of the arrangement stuff that we've been working on. And of course, tomorrow, there's another episode of The Mandalorian. There's gonna be some more lyric ideas. Even yesterday, I was writing out some more ideas. I got a few new stanzas that we can potentially work on. So there will be lots more Studio Diary updates coming. I think that's where we're gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna see how many applications I can open before my computer explodes, and I'll see you next time.
Behind the